All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a top 10 video, going to be counting down our top 10 favorite characters for Fear the Walking Dead. Alright dudes, so I wanted to go ahead and do this video since we most recently saw the season finale for Fear the Walking Dead Season 7. We have a bit to the 8th season. I think they're starting to work on it now. And it'll be premiering after the final season for The Walking Dead ends, last part to the original Walking Dead TV series. So we haven't done top 5s and top 10s for a while for a lot of the Walking Dead series. It's very hard to do. Once we have so many seasons, and considering each character, and there's so many characters, right? So we'll have to do one when The Walking Dead finishes off the original series. And the big question with the original series, Walking Dead, maybe we could do one soon actually, is who will take the top spot? Has Daryl bested Rick for the top spot for the top 10 characters in the Walking Dead original series? So maybe to come. Comments below if you guys want to see that and if you think he has or not. Certainly comments below on some of your top favorites. This one we'll do for Fear. So top 10 best characters for Fear the Walking Dead. So this is how I'm going to rank this. There are a lot of characters in Fear the Walking Dead, 7 full seasons, going into the 8th season now, this fall. And so we do have a lot to choose from. I'll give you my 10, which 10 I think are the best, and then you go ahead and leave yours below. Just a couple honorable mentions for some of the best ones that aren't on the list, like Luciana, Dwight, Sherry, there's others, June, I think maybe, close. I'm not going to put Dwight or Sherry in this one yet because I still sort of identify them as like original series characters, like Walking Dead original. But if they're in the series for another couple of years and they have some really good episodes, then maybe they could move into the top 10 spots for me. Getting started with number 10. Number 10 we'll go with Althea. Now she's one that a lot of people don't like because they kind of overuse the camera stuff, I think, like the found footage effects that they did with her. But I thought she was really good for a while. I thought she was a good character to use for exposition, for people, describing themselves, introducing themselves, everything like that. And it might have been a little bit overused, like when you got to some of her later episodes in her leaving the series this season, right? But they, it's sort of like, it wasn't too long. I thought it was a good gimmick. She had the SWAT vehicle, which is really sweet, really cool to see them mow down zombies with that, and some great scenes with that. And so I liked Althea. I thought she was a good character in Fear the Walking Dead. And also the fact that she leaves in season 7, spoiler warning, I guess, if you haven't seen that yet. But it makes sense that she would leave because, they used her a lot with the tape and recording and all that stuff, and it didn't always work. There were some episodes, like with the mines, I think, where they were trying to step around the mines. There were like walkers being blown up and stuff that was pretty good with like the camera angles and stuff. Like the found footage idea was okay sometimes, but I don't think they overused it too much. It started to get stale, and then she left, or she's out of the series now. So it got stale, but she left right after. So it was like, okay, it didn't go too long. So I want to put her on the list. I think she is a good character, and she was there with Morgan with the crossover. She was there for years, right? So she was there for a while. So I'll put Althea on the list. Number 9, I'm going to put on as Teddy. Because even though Teddy was not in the series that long, you got like Virginia, some of the others, Fear the Walking Dead has some pretty good villains. I do feel like Teddy is one of the best villains Fear the Walking Dead has ever had. I really enjoy his episodes. I like the way they shape things up in season 6 with the nuke and all that is really good. In the submarine. I'm also a fan of the actor from Smallville, so I have to admit he was I think Lex Luthor's dad in Smallville, so I am a fan of him from way back then, and he's awesome. Like he plays a crazy this is my mother, like he's just nuts. What are you talking about, right? And then he's like nuking stuff, and he's like anyway. He's got the stuff with is her name Dakota? Right, yeah, the crazy one, right? The crazy girl and stuff. And I don't know. He's just a great villain. He's one of the best villains Fear the Walking Dead has, so I'll have to put him on the list. Number 9, Teddy. Number 8, I'm going to go with Walker or Taka who was in Fear the Walking Dead as one of the main villains for season 3. And he was really a scary villain when he was introduced in season 3 for Fear the Walking Dead. If you remember, I think he was like scalping people and shit. Like, this has gone way back, right? I haven't seen these episodes for a while. But he's like scalping people, and, you know, he's talking about like tying people up and feeding them to crows and shit. And the series is supposed to be called Fear the Walking Dead, right? So it's like, oh my god, this guy is effing terrifying. Now, they kind of switched it around after. So he went from like a governor, you know, like a governor, terrifying level type of evil villain to kind of like an ally of Madison's and that. So, it was really great, man. Season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead is awesome. There's the part with the season 3 mid-season finale with Madison with like the head in the it was in like, it wasn't a box, it was like a luggage thing, right? Like a gym bag or something, wasn't it? But he's awesome, dude. He was a great villain for Fear. I gotta say, like, he's a standout. You know, you throw a couple of villains in here, it just makes sense that we would, right? I'm not gonna put Virginia on this list. But I think Walker was a really, really awesome villain, and then also a pretty good ally afterwards. You know, and I guess we should assume he's still alive, probably in the zombie apocalypse somewhere, right? Because he didn't die, right? He just left, and he wasn't in the series after. So I think he's still alive. I might have to check the wiki out, but I believe we should assume that he probably is at this point. Also, he's super badass, so I think he's probably out there somewhere. They may. I don't know if they use him distances and stuff. Maybe they could use him at some point. Number 7, I'm going to go with John Dorie, not Senior. I didn't really like the way they brought in a John Dorie Senior. He was okay as like a protagonist against Teddy, so that was all right. I think it would have been maybe even better if maybe they were unrelated or something. It just felt kind of strange that, like, okay, this is his dad or whatever. It's like, all right, and he's kind of replacing him. So I didn't really like that. I thought John himself was awesome. I enjoyed the actor in Army of the Dead. He was really great in that, really funny and everything. So if you haven't seen that, it's on Netflix. You can watch Army of the Dead. The actor who plays John Dorie is in it. And he's great, right? He's like crossover character with Morgan. He comes in, not that he was in the original series, but Morgan's crossing over from season 4 from the original series into Fear. And he meets John, and he meets Althea. So these are two very important characters that kind of make Morgan kind of like a lead, right? Because he has a supporting cast as well too. And, you know, John's like a trick shooter and everything. They did that one episode that was really awesome where he does a trick shot off of an axe, I think Dwight's axe, and he splits a bullet and it kills 2 zombies, right? That was awesome. So he had stuff like that. I was very surprised when he was killed off because that was awesome, which makes both of the crossover, Althea and John gone now out of the series when Morgan crossed over. So is what it is. But he was really a great character. So I'll put him at number 7. Number 6, we're going to put Strand. We got to put Strand on there. He has to be in there. Being in the series since the beginning of the series, he's got to be in there somewhere. He's got to be in the list somewhere. I thought he was going to be killed off this season 7. He wasn't, with the tower and all that stuff. It didn't happen. He ended up surviving, but he's still a really great villain, right? He's still and hero too, I guess, and somewhere in the middle, right? Half the time he's like, maybe he's not quite a hero, he's not a villain, he's somewhere in between those two, wherever you want to put him. So I am surprised he's still alive, but it's going to be really great to see him interact with Madison going forward, because they had some awesome scenes earlier on in the series in like season 2 and stuff. Remember that, like when they were getting drunk and they were like throwing drinks at zombies and stuff? It's pretty. Those are some fun. Some people didn't like that. I was like, I thought it was kind of awesome. It's like what do you expect people to do? It's a zombie apocalypse. You're going to get wasted. Of course you're going to get wasted. It's just like it's obvious. So it's an obvious thing that some people would do. Okay, so that's number 6. Number 5 in the top 5. Number 5, I'm going to put Daniel. Ruben Blades as Daniel. Awesome character. Now he has some episodes where they're like amazing, right? Like he has some episodes where, and even if you go back to the beginning of the series, where he's like leading zombies to, I think it was it a stadium or something? There was like a locked door or something, like the first season. I think he unlocks it or something. He's just really awesome all around. You know, he's got the family, he's got Ophelia and everything, and we get to see him earlier in the series kind of lose his family and who he is after. And then more recently, they've been working with him as far as like him kind of aging and getting injured from throughout the zombie apocalypse, you know, maybe hits in the head and stuff like this. And so as a result, he's starting to lose his memory and stuff. And so he had the cat, which was fun. which was great. So yeah, he's awesome all around. Just has some really cool episodes, like the knife one this season, right? It was really great. So he's got to be on there. Number 4, yeah, I'm going to put Nick. And now, not personally for me, because I think some of the others have probably surpassed him at this time, but I'm going to put him at number 4 because I still get comments all the time. People really like Nick from Fear the Walking Dead, right? It's probably because he's part of the original family, and it's what it is. And he was there for the beginning. He had some great scenes in season 2 and season 3. Had some awesome stuff with like Troy, if you guys remember that. That was really funny. And where they would get like, do they take drugs and then like like do the whisper thing? It's pretty funny. So I was shocked when he was killed off in season 4. Just shocked. I couldn't freaking believe it. Right? I was like, wow, because I didn't think that was ever going to happen. But it is what it is. And he was really great. So people still mention him as one of their favorite characters for the series. So we're going to put him on there. And, he's definitely great at the beginning. So we gotta have him pretty high there. And he is a Clark, so it's going to be there. So number 3, I'm going to put Madison. Definitely has to be on the list now that she's come back. I moved her up the list further because it's like, okay, she's back in the series now. It means she survived. It means that there's more potential for her character going forward. And I am looking forward to see season 8 with her being back. I do understand the criticism that it was a bit of a switcheroo, like you have this one leaving, so we're just going to, switch them around or something, switch the Clarks around, switch them around or something. Bring the other one in, back in or something. But I understand that. But it still gives you something fun to watch for. We didn't get to see her demise. It was not on screen. So they left open. And there was also the part, no one's gone till they're gone. So they kind of set up for it that they could bring her back at any point, really. And it really, it works like a dumpster. It works like, okay, stadium, flares, whatever. Glenn goes under the dumpster, he survives, and then later he gets Negan'd, Lucille. So it can work. And to see her back now, getting to see her interact again with Strand, getting to see her interact with Morgan, which we never got to see before, it's really great, right? So I enjoyed it. Not everybody did. I'm going to put her at number 3. She's still one of the best characters for Fear the Walking Dead. She's like the original lead for the series. If you look at season 3, who's delivering heads in luggage bags? It's Madison. She's doing it. So we got to put her on there. I'll put her at number 3. Number 2 is going to be Morgan. Have to. Now, he's an original Walking Dead series character, and he's one of the best, too. I would also put Morgan high on the list for the original Walking Dead series, even though he crossed over. I'm not going to put him at number 1 because for Fear the Walking Dead, because he wasn't there at the beginning, right? He wasn't an original character. He comes over in season 4, which was, at that point, they had done a lot of episodes by that point. Seasons 1, 2, and 3. But he still brought a lot of viewers into Fear from the original series. I think he helped keep Fear going longer. It may not have lasted this long if he didn't cross over. It might have been canceled years ago. Who knows, right? People want to say, oh, maybe it'd be better if they stuck with the original. Well, yeah, but maybe it wouldn't. Maybe without the crossover, it wouldn't even be on right now. Maybe it would have ended years ago or something, right? So we got to put Morgan on there. He's one of the best Walking Dead characters overall. He's in the pilot episode with Rick. I mean, there's only a few characters at this point that are still around that were around from the beginning, and even Rick's not around. So Morgan really high there, and could he eventually take the top spot for Fear? I guess it depends how many more seasons Fear goes for. I'm going to predict probably not, but maybe. That leaves us number 1, best character Fear the Walking Dead. I have to say, especially after season 7, has to be Alicia. Now, this is one where, she's in the first 7 seasons, right? We get to see her grow up kind of through the series and grow over the course of the series. She was the last remaining Clark that was alive from the beginning of the show. They've gone ahead and kind of switched that around now because she's gone, she's left, right? So, but I think they did kind of confirm that she's left and she's still surviving out there. So she's still alive out there somewhere in the zombie apocalypse. We can kind of put that discussion to rest, I think. Is she alive? Is she dead? Whatever. No, basically, so far as I was told anyway from Talking Dead, people told me that one of the showrunners said that she survived most likely. So and also we did the poll. There was sort of like 1,000 people, and they pretty much said, yeah, 65%, 70% said that she survived. So is what it is. We are to assume she's out there somewhere in the zombie apocalypse, killing zombies and saving people and doing stuff like that. Will we see her back again before the end of the series? Don't know, right? We really, really don't know if that will happen. If it doesn't, that's okay, because we might only see a few more seasons of Fear anyway. Like you're getting pretty far at this point now anyway. You're going to season 8, right? At so many episodes a year that they do. Can it get 10 seasons? Maybe, but can it get many more than 10? Probably not, right? Like 10 years is an incredible run for Fear the Walking Dead. So I didn't think it was going to last this long. I didn't think you were going to get 8 seasons out of it. No way. I thought maybe a few, maybe 4, maybe 5. Okay, and now here we are 8 years later and so many episodes. So, but yeah, she's got to be the best character in the series. I'd have to say. I feel like if you're looking at the series in terms of a point of view character, Madison leaves after the halfway point for season 4. A lot of us don't exactly relate to Madison either. I look personally, when I watch the show, I look at Madison as like my mom. She's like your zombie apocalypse mom. She's like Carol for Fear of the Walking Dead, right? That's an exact kind of match, right? So she's, just based on her age and stuff, you look at her. So at least for me as a viewer, I would relate more from the beginning to like some of the younger ones, like Nick, Alicia. Who else? You had Chris, I think was his name, right? With Travis and the rest of the original crew that you had there. Maybe some people relate to Daniel, but for me, these are kind of like for the demographic of the series that most people watch. These are kind of like older protecting characters. And, a lot of it, like if you look at the original Walking Dead series, you have Carl, who a lot of the younger viewers, a lot of the younger guys who enjoy Walking Dead, he's kind of their point of view character. They kind of see the series through his lens, right? Even though he's not in every episode, they see it through his lens for the show. They feel like Rick is kind of like their dad or something, protective father or something like this. So they kind of identify as that. Especially with Fear the Walking Dead, after you get past the halfway point for season 4, especially once you get into season 5. I really feel like, with Alicia, she becomes kind of like a point of view character for a lot of your viewer base, right? Because she's there from the beginning. Morgan's here now, which is really cool. We get to see that in everything. But she's kind of like a point of view character for much of the audience, much of the fan base, in terms of the overall series. And that's why I would definitely put her at number 1. Also because she remains to be a good guy, or a good gal, I suppose, character throughout the series, right? She doesn't become, even though she does some things to have to protect the others, right? She doesn't bash people's heads in with hammers and stuff like that, which, I mean, sometimes that can work, sometimes that's okay, sometimes it's not, it depends. But it's good to see just some classic good guy characters, good gal characters in Walking Dead as well, too. At this point, it's not exactly the norm. Most other characters have to kind of get the hands dirty, like Rick in the original series, Machete with a red handle, for example, and they have to do stuff like that. But if you look at kind of like Alicia's run throughout the series for Fear the Walking Dead, you never really see her. I can't think of a time where she has to do anything really brutal. There probably are like certain little parts here and there, but I can't really think of any. I think she kind of leaves the series a good guy even at the end. Good gal, even at the end. That's my top 10 for best characters for Fear the Walking Dead. Certainly you can write some of yours below. Who are some of your favorite characters for the series? Who did you enjoy seeing the most? And if they do wrap it up in the next couple of years, who will go down as some of your favorite characters from the series overall? Those are mine. So the big question is, can Morgan take the top spot in the next couple of years if things can go on, a good number of episodes later? Can they do something, interesting with him and maybe Grace and some of the others that are kind of coming up there? Can they find spots in the top? Let me know what you guys think. Comments below. If you like the video, thumb it up below. Share, favorite, and subscribe at the bottom if you're new. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.